guys, welcome back to another video. Daddy Bandai has given us a new starter deck. It's starter deck 14, 3D2Y. If you know, you know. We're talking time skips, baby. Yeah, I wanted to do a quick opening video of this deck and talk about the new leader and some of the new cards. We'll go over all the cards, but talk about some of the ones that are kind of stronger than others and how this might kind of shake up the meta a little bit, and where it might fit into some of the other stronger decks and leaders that are currently popping off right now in Japan and the rest of Asia. So without any further ado, let's do it and let's get started. All right, she's open. Let's take a look inside. Pretty standard. I know some people are complaining about how they keep changing the shape of the boxes, and I agree. I don't know why they do that. I think they should just try and keep it the same. At least for like the single ones, right? I get it if there's like 2 or 3. But yeah, you get your standard, just regular Dawn, the like playmat with the game rules and stuff. And yeah, let's take a look here. If I can get this off, okay. All right, so we got our Dawn. Just the regular like greenback Dawn. And here, I'm gonna put this off to the side. And we'll do kind of just one character, one card at a time. So here is the new leader. The foil looks cool. This is my first time seeing it in person. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It had, oh, I don't know if you can see very well, but it has like in the hair, you can kind of see, yeah, some of the kind of like indentions, the impressions in like the texturing and the foiling and stuff is really, really cool. Yeah. Monkey D. Luffy. It's a 5 life mono black leader with a straw hat trait, and I will be reading the English for the cards and stuff, so shout out to the Discord and also One Piece Top Decks for having all the translations and stuff ready to go. Strike attribute, straw hat crew, Dawn ×1. Give all of your characters +1 cost. If you control a cost 8 or higher character, then this leader gains 1000 power. So it's pretty strong. It's not like a on attack kind of thing like Odin, because with Odin, once you attack, you get the +1k if the condition is met, right? So even if your opponent gets rid of your 5 cost or higher Wano character, your Odin leader is still a 6k. But with this, if you at some point, if your opponent makes it so that you no longer have an 8 cost or higher character on your board, then you do not get the +1k. So stuff like Lucci and NES Lobby, the stage card, like minusing 2 to some, even a 9 cost character of yours, if that was the only 8 cost or higher that you had on the field, then you lose the +1 from the leader effect. So it is very strong, but there are instances where your opponent can kind of play around it and make you lose it, and so it can make it hard. You won't know what to like. It makes it harder for you to account for like how much Dawn or how much counter, like how much protection you're gonna need for things. But overall, I think it's a really strong card, and it has some cool combos with a lot of the other cards. So let's go in. Let's get started. We got 2 Sanjis. So this Sanji is really good. This is funny. Love the art. Love the art. So Sanji here. On play, if you have a cost 6 or higher character, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 5 or lower characters. And this works really, really well with things like the new Nico Robin from the starter deck, and just in general, right? Like if you have anything that can cost reduce, KOing a 5 or lower is, even if you don't have any cost reduction, KOing a 5 or lower is really good. It is only on play. It's not like when attacking or anything, and it's a counterless, but it's a 5 cost 6,000, so pretty decent. This is actually one of the better cards in the deck. Then we got Nami, Moody Nami. I love the art on this one. It's really cool, and I love Nami. Nami's my favorite straw hat, so always good to see more of her. 3 cost 2k, 1000 counter. It's a blocker, and then the effect is if you have a character with if you have an 8 cost or higher character and 6 or fewer cards in hand, draw 1 card, and it's an on play effect. So on play, if you have an 8 cost or higher and 6 or less cards, draw 1 card. Only 2 of those in there. So it is kind of the thing where, like, obviously the better cards are probably not going to give you the full set, and unfortunately you have to either buy like 2 or go get your singles afterwards. I don't think this is gonna be like any kind of groundbreaking stuff, so you'll probably be okay. You'll probably be able to pick up the singles, is what I'm trying to say. Hopefully, unless people just find the sauce with it and it becomes really high demand. Usopp, big boy Usopp. Dawn ×1 when attacking. If you have a character with a cost of 8 or more, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. So, you know, like a weaker Sanji effect, but when attacking. I think this is decently strong, but I don't see people running it a lot in the builds right now that I've just seen from like the playtesting. But I think he has potential. I think the 4K stat line does hurt him a little bit, but like the Brook, that's a 4K, the 3 cost 4K Brook is same stat line. So yeah, I think it might be pretty good. It just has the condition of needing the 8 cost or higher. And I think maybe that's what's kind of hard, is you don't have a lot of times where he's still on the field and you have the 8 cost or higher. Maybe wondering, maybe that's why it's kind of not working as well. Then we got Jinbei, our boy, looking all saucy. There's 4 of them in here. In case you're curious what the card ratios there are, I'm going to try and have them splayed out and like go over each time, because I know that's important to some people for looking to see how many singles they'll have to buy. So this is a 3 cost 4K. Activate main once per turn. Up to one of your black characters with the Straw Hat Crew type gets +2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. So I don't know. I don't think this is very strong. Like, it's a good combo card, but yeah, I think again it's kind of like we're seeing a stat line problem here with an effect that's just not high, like not enough efficiency, right? We got this 4 of this cute little Tony Chopper. This is just vanilla. 4 costs 6K, but with a counter. It's your standard 4/6 vanilla with a cool little art on there. I guess, I don't know. They didn't want to make Chopper that good. Then we got Nico Robin, looking all good and healthy. This is a really good card. This is, in my opinion, Robin and Sanji are probably the 2 best cards in this whole deck. There's 4 of them as well. This is just a common, which is probably pretty good. So this will be, you will only need to buy 1 starter deck to get a play set of these. This is 6 cost 7K, 1000 counter, and then it's on play when attacking. If you have an 8 cost or higher character in play, then you can give up to one of your opponent's characters -5 cost during this turn, which is really, really strong. This is like, I mean, that's more than Kuzan. That's more than Kuzan, bro. It just doesn't have the like on play draw effect. Obviously it costs more, but it does have the counter, and it's on play and when attacking, so that's really good. There's no leader lock right here, right? It's just if you have an 8 cost or higher. So this could see potential play in other decks. Then we have Haridas. I'm not sure how to say it in the English. I forgot. But this dude, you know, from where Nami goes during her time skip, like the weather people. This dude's so funny. These guys are so weird, especially in the anime. It's so funny. Yeah, but this dude's cool. This does see some play just because it's a 2K counter, but it's activate main. You may rest this card. Give up to one of your black characters with this. Give up to one of your Straw Hat Crew type characters +2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then, if you have a cost 8 or higher character in play, draw 1 card and trash 1 card from your hand. So it does have like a second utility there. And I think just being a 2K, 1 cost, you know, it's all right. And, oh, this is actually, it says Sky Island. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. I didn't notice that until just now. It's Sky Island typing. Is that our first non-yellow Sky Island? Dun, dun, dun. All right, then we got Frankie. Another really funny moment. Four of them here, and this is, just double check here, Dawn ×1, opponent's turn. If you have a 6 cost or higher character, then this character cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects, and it gains power. It gains plus 2000 power. So pretty good. I thought this had a lot of potential, but I haven't seen a lot of people use it. Probably just because like Robin kind of gets the kind of like 5-6 Dawn slot in this deck, and then there's other cards that you just want to play like 5 cost is hard, right? Because those are your Sabos, like those are your 4 cost Borsalinos, like that slot. There's only so many cards you can really have enough room for, right? All right, next we got Brook. We got Brook. I love this art. It's really cool. Cool art. He's jamming out. Looks like it's done on acoustic, or even no, it looks like a classical with the tuning pegs there. But yeah, this is your 5/7 vanilla. Not much to say there. I guess Brook and Chopper. Somebody had to get it, right? Somebody had to get the vanilla. Then we have Heracles. This is another 2K, 1 cost 2K. There's 4 of them. And this is activate main. You may rest this card. Give up to one of your black Straw Hat type characters plus 2 costs until the end of your opponent's next turn. So really similar to Haridas, but it just has 2000 power. So I guess it doesn't get the other part of the effect. I don't know. I guess that's how they decided to even it out. Next we have this Luffy, which is actually pretty good. I think this is going to be a spicy card in certain situations for either this deck or just other decks as well. It's if you have a 10 cost or higher character in play, then this character gains Rush. So, and that includes this character. So if you play this card and you have I think Stage and Luffy leader effect, then it becomes a 10 cost. So you get Rush automatically. So it's a 8 cost, 10,000 power Rush in certain situations, right? So really, really strong. And next we got Zoro. 4 of them here. This is good. It's your 6 cost. I meant to say the art is really good. Like, I love the art on here. This is just a vanilla though. So I mean, your 6 cost 8,000 vanillas are still playable, right? This is always going to be playable in certain situations. Like, you even see like Enel is running vanillas right now in OPO7 in certain decks, and there's just, while the high efficiency cards are always going to get the spot for most of the spots in the deck, there is room for vanillas just because they have counters, you know, in certain situations. All right, next we have let me just double check. Yeah, the Gum Gun Giant Rifle. Yeah, Giganto Rifle. Giant Rifle, 2 of them here. It's a 1 cost event that's a counter. If you have an 8 cost or higher character in play, your leader or character, up to one of your leaders or characters gets plus 3,000 power during this battle. And then the trigger is you can put up to 1 2 cost or less character from your trash into your hand. And then we have maybe the craziest name yet, even more than like that one, the green event, the Zoro one. I cannot even, even if I'm looking at the Japanese with the furigana above it, which is like phonetically how you say it, I can't. It's really hard. This is really, really hard. But there's, oops, whoa, it's so hard. They just fly out of my hand, bro. Yeah, there's 2 of them here. The English is like roughly like Gomu Gomu Diable 3 swords style Muton Jet 600-pound cannon. That's like as close as you're gonna get. Like, the Japanese people haven't even figured out the nickname for this yet. That's how crazy this name is. Because normally if it's just like a crazy name or something, they kind of quickly can just like abbreviate it to something. And this hasn't, like, I don't think anything has stuck for this. That's how, like, how ridiculous and like how many different attributes and like things there are. I think this is probably going to become like 600-pound cannon maybe for the English. I'm going to be really interested to see what the people in the West call it too. I forgot to actually go over the effect for this. So it's a 2 cost event, and it's your leader, or up to one of your leaders or characters gains 3,000 power for this turn. Then if you have an 8 cost or higher character in play, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 2 or less characters. And then the trigger is if you have an 8 cost or higher character in play, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 5 or lower characters. So it's like, it's Black's Amaru, right? It's the Makyusen, like the Ashura, the 2 cost green event that comes out in OPO7. And it's actually pretty decent. I do think this is a good card. Just because paired with like Robin and any other cost reduction, really, like a Kuzan or an Isho or just whatever, right? This card can KO some really high cost characters. I mean, like Ice Age immediately the buff and the KO is actually pretty nice. I don't think it's like overtuned or broken or anything, but I do think this is a pretty powerful card. All right, 2 cards left, 2 different cards, and we have this one, another event. There's 2 of them here. It's a 1 cost, and it's I have my crew, right? I have my crew. Nakama ga iru yo. This is a 1 cost main. Draw 1 card, then up to one of your characters gets +3 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. And the trigger is KO up to one of your opponent's 3 cost or lower characters. So this is just like a way to buff, a way to like cost buff somebody if you really need to. Like if you're in a pinch, or if you don't have stage yet, or you want to combo this with the Rush Luffy or something, right? I don't know. The trigger is actually pretty strong, because this gets rid of like searchers and chump blockers and stuff like that. I don't know how strong this is going to be. Unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of time with this starter deck. Like, it literally just came out this weekend. So this card does seem like it's like people might be able to cook with it. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a card that might have some spice. And then we have 2 of the new stage, the 1000 Sunny. It's when they're going to the Fishman Island, and it's your black characters, your black Straw Hat Crew type characters get +1 cost, and then on play, if your leader has a Straw Hat Crew typing, draw 1 card. So it's a nice buff. It's a forever buff for all of your Straw Hat Crew, right? And if while the stage is on the field, and then you pair that with leader. Oh yeah, no, sorry, because he gives the +1 no matter what, as long as you have a Dawn, and then he gets the +1k with the 8 cost or higher. So with stage and just 1 Dawn on leader, you immediately get +2 to all of your Straw Hat type characters. Then if you have the 8 cost or higher, your leader also gets the +1k. So yeah, that's all of the cards. I just want to maybe talk about some of the key cards and the key players again real quick before we wrap everything up. Alright, so to me, these are kind of the main cards, right? Like I said, I think Sanji and Robin are kind of the best, just because they have very like high value effects. Robin being on play and when attacking is really, really strong in my opinion, and she's a 7k. So like Kuzan is really good, right? The 4 cost Kuzan, but it's only a 5k, so your opponent is normally getting rid of it the next turn. But with Robin being a 7k, and normally with leader effect or the 1000 Sunny, she's gonna be like a 7 or 8 cost most of the time anyways. So she's gonna be hard to KO in every sense of the word, like, or in every sense of the way of like just your opponent's gonna have to swing like 9, 10k or higher to get rid of this, or just, you know, use a lot of cost reduction. So Robin to me is the MVP of this deck, and yeah, shouts out to Robin. Finally getting some stronger Robin cards, and the art is sick. Sanji is really good. Less not as versatile as Robin, but just really strong. This Luffy might be able to cook just a 10k rush. It just seems really strong. I think this stage is going to be kind of a must. I don't know how many of it you're going to run like in the deck, but I think the leader just being able to be a 6k is really strong. And like against black, I do think this is actually going to struggle a little bit, just because they can cost reduce your characters, and I think like Lucci and maybe even Moria just have better KO abilities. You're just gonna have like more beefy bodies and like stronger power, like finishing power with Luffy. I do like that they're at least trying to take a different route and do the raising the cost instead of reducing it. So I do appreciate Bandai like at least trying that, so that black can just stop getting generically broken and busted cards. The 600 pound cannon, I think this is strong. I don't think it's overtuned like I said before, but I think this is really strong. And yeah, I just like how they're adding other elements of, like, you know, attacking with the plus 3k can be really strong, and they gave it a really decent trigger too, so it becomes a viable card. Just putting this in here because it's the 2k, right, with a slightly better effect in my opinion, and just because I love Nami, we're gonna put Nami in here. I do think this is okay. This is you know, it can allow you to draw a card, and it's just like a solid blocker if you need it. It's the other thing too is like you can play this out with Rebecca. It will be rested, but there's some combo pieces here. There's some things you can do with it, and if you just need the other straw hat, yeah, it's all right. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope it was informative or helpful just to see some of the cards and look at the effects. Let me know if you're looking forward to getting this leader, if you're in the East or the West. I'm not sure when it comes out in the West, but I'm sure a lot of people will be cooking with it. You can play it on the sim, so that's nice. Shout out to Batu. And yeah, let me know what you're kind of excited for, what you're looking for, what kind of support you might want to see for this set or for this leader in the next set or two, because I'm sure they can make it even stronger with just a little bit of support. I do like the direction they're going with raising the cost instead of reducing for black like this. And yeah, I mean, it's always cool to see the straw hats getting like another deck that is actually seems pretty viable. I do think this leader is going to take a little bit of time to see where it stands. Obviously black is just generically strong right now, and I think this leader does seem like he's going to struggle into black a little bit, but he's going to be good against a lot of other colors and types of decks, and might lose a little bit to like super control heavy decks and some aggro stuff. But it is a 5-life leader, so it's always going to be hard for like Yamato to beat this leader. But yeah, just I think certain aggro builds might be good, and I do think a deck like Lucci kind of beats it, but it does seem really strong into certain yellow matchups, or just like generically like having a decent, at least a decent matchup spread against a lot of the colors and leaders. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you've already been testing it out on the sim, and if you think it's really good or really bad. I'm actually really curious because I haven't really tested it out. I've just played against it a little bit on the sim, but I will be testing it out and playing it as well. But just for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.